Okay, so once again, good day. I just want to share the content no of our course no advanced curriculum development. So as what we have here, no, advanced curriculum development is a graduate level course that examine contemporary theories, models, and practices in curriculum design, implementation and evaluation and reform. The course emphasizes curriculum leadership, outcomes-based education, alignment with national and international standards, and responsiveness to diverse learners and societal needs. So, my students critically analyze curriculum policies, engage in data-informed curriculum, decision-making, and design innovative, context-sensitive curricula for basic, higher, and professional education settings. The course prepares future educational leaders, curriculum specialists, and instructional designers to manage curriculum change, ensure quality assurance, and promote continuous improvement in educational programs. So the course covered Chapter 1, Foundation of Advanced Curriculum Studies. Chapter 2, Philosophical and Theoretical Base of Curriculum. Chapter 3, Curriculum Models and Frameworks. Chapter 4, Curriculum Policies and Governance. Chapter 5, Needs Assessment and Curriculum Diagnosis. 6, Curriculum Design and Mapping. 7 is the Instructional Strategies and Learning Experiences. 8, Assessment and Evaluation in Curriculum. 9, Technology and Innovation in Curriculum Development. 10, localization, contextualization, and globalization. 11, curriculum implementation and change management. 12, quality assurance and accreditation. 13, research-based curriculum development. 14, leadership and ethics in curriculum development. And chapter 15, capstone curriculum projects and synthesis. So based on the presented course outcome, no, or course outline rather, now we're going to, of course, uh, again, good day, everyone, and welcome to Advanced Curriculum Development. I am truly glad to begin this academic journey with you. And this course is designed for graduate students who are not only teachers, but curriculum thinkers, decision makers, and the future educational leaders. Whether you are currently teaching, supervising, coordinating, or aspiring to leadership roles, this course will challenge how you understand curriculum, not just as a document, but as a living ethical, and strategic process. No? Before we begin, allow me to briefly introduce myself. No, I will be your professor on this course, and my role goes beyond delivering content. I will also serve you as a facilitator, critic, and professional mentors as you analyze, design independent curriculum decisions grounded in theory, policy, research, and real educational context. And this course focuses on advanced curriculum theory, models, governance, design, assessment, innovation, and leadership. We will examine curriculum through philosophical, theoretical, institutional, national, and global lenses. Now, more importantly, we will consistently ask one guiding question: how do curriculum decisions impact learners, teachers, institutions, and the society? So, this is a graduate level course, which means I expect depth of thinking, academic honesty, reflective practice, and professional disclosure. You are encouraged to share insights from your own institutions and experiences, but always anchored in theory and evidences. No, respectful dialogue, critic questioning, and constructive critic are not optional; they are essential. No, mistakes are part of learning, but unpreparedness and super special work are not acceptable at this level. Okay? So one of the requirements or major requirements, one of your key requirements in this course is the pre-recorded presentation of an assigned topic. So each of you will assign a specific chapter or major topic aligned with our course outline. So alphabetically arranged, no? You are expected to prepare a clear, well-structured, and academically grounded presentation, similar to how a curriculum expert of faculty developer would present in a professional setting. Your pre-recorded presentation should demonstrate mastery of concept and theories, connect theory to actual curriculum practices and policies. You may include examples from basic, higher, or professional education. Reflect critical thinking, not mere summarization, because this activity develops your ability to communicate curriculum expertise, critical skills for academic leaders. Class participation and professional sharing. In addition to the pre-recorded output, there will be scheduled presentation and discussion, either synchronous or asynchronous, depending on our class arrangement. During this session, I will expect you to defend your ideas academically, respond professionally to questions and critics, no, engage with your classmates' perspective. Remember, curriculum development is collaborative by nature. No? This course system simulates real curriculum committees, review panels, and academic boards. No? So you have also required to submit the narrative report, a reflective and analytic output. Another important requirement is the narrative report. This is not simple reflection paper. Your narrative report should integrate theories, models, policies discussed in class based on your topic, no, yung assigned topic. Reflect on how this apply to your current or target educational context. Demonstrate analytical depth, synthesis, and professional insights. This output allow you to articulate your personal philosophy and stance on curriculum development, which is essential for AMAED graduates. We have midterm and final exam. There will be both a midterm exam and final examination. And these exams are designed to assess conceptual understanding of curriculum theories and models, ability to analyze curriculum issues and cases, application of principle to real educational problems. Expect essay type and applied questions rather than purely objective tests. Memorization alone will not help you understanding and application well. So as we begin, I want you to see this course not as a requirement to finish, but a professional turning point. Many curriculum problems in schools and universities exist not because of lack of effort, but because of poor design, weak alignment, and uncritical adoption of reforms. This course equip you to change that. Okay? So I encourage you to be curious, critical, ethical, and courageous in your thinking. Ask difficult questions, no? Challenge assumptions, including your own. No, curriculum development is both a technical and moral responsibility, and you are being trained to handle both. Okay? So, welcome to Advanced Curriculum Development. I look forward to learning with you and from your thoughtful throughout this term. Let us begin this course with purpose, professionalism, and commitment to educational excellence. Okay, a while ago, I'll show you the course content, no? Starting from chapter 1 to chapter 15. So, I just want to give you the glimpse of what we have discussed from chapter 1 to chapter 15. Okay? So, in chapter 1, Foundation of Advanced Curriculum Studies, the study of curriculum has evolved from simple list of subject matter into a complex field that integrates philosophy, psychology, sociology, and policy. Early curriculum taught focus heavily on content transmission and discipline mastery, often emphasizing rigid structures and teacher-centered delivery. Over time, curriculum scholars recognize the learning is shaped not only by content but also by context, no? Learner experiences, and social expectation. And this evolution, no, highlights curriculum as a dynamic response to educational, economic, and cultural change, rather than a static plan. Curriculum is best understood as theory, process, and practice. As theory, it reflects belief about knowledge, no, learning, and human development. As process, it involves planning, implementation, assessment, and revision. As practice, it is lived daily in classroom, institution, and communities. This dimension interact continuously, making curriculum development a reflective and iterative endeavor rather than a one-time activity. Contemporary issues in curriculum development include globalization, digital transformation, inclusivity, and accountability. You as educators must respond to diverse learners, rapid technological change, and increasing demands for quality assurance. And these challenges require curriculum developers to balance innovation with standards, flexibility, and coherence, and local relevance with global competencies. Chapter 2, Philosophical and Theoretical Basis of Curriculum. Educational philosophies now strongly influence curriculum orientation and design. Philosophies such as essentialism, progressivism, perennialism, and reconstructionism shape decisions about what knowledge is valued and how learning experience are structured. In advanced curriculum development, educators must critically examine these philosophical foundations to ensure alignment with institutional mission and learner needs. Learning theories provide practical implications for curriculum decisions. Behaviorism emphasizes measurable outcomes and mastery. Cognitivism focuses on mental processes. Constructivism values learners' meaning making, and humanism highlights personal growth and motivation. An advanced curriculum integrates multiple theories, recognizing that no single approaches addresses all learning contexts effectively. Critical and transformative curriculum perspective challenge traditional power structure within education. And this perspective emphasizes social justice, social equity, and learner agency. Curriculum becomes a tool for empowerment, encouraging learners to question assumptions, address societal inequities, and engage actively in shaping their communities. Chapter 3, Curriculum Models and Frameworks. Traditional curriculum models such as subject-centered and discipline-based design continue to influence educational system due to their clarity and structure. However, emerging models emphasize flexibility, integration, and learner outcomes. Advanced curriculum development requires educators to critically evaluate models based on context, purpose, and stakeholder needs. Outcomes-based education frameworks shift the focus from teaching inputs to learning results. Curriculum is designed backward, beginning with intended learning outcomes and aligning context, instruction, and assessment accordingly. And this approach promotes transparency, accountability, and learner-centered across educational level. Competency-based and standard-based curricula, outcomes-based education, further strengthen alignment between learning and real-world expectations. So these frameworks emphasize demonstrate skills, performance and mastery, ensuring that graduates are prepared for professional and social and societal roles. Curriculum developers must ensure coherence while allowing flexibility for individualized learning pathways. No? So chapter 4, curriculum policies and governance. Curriculum development operates within a policy environment shaped by the national reforms and regulatory frameworks. Policies guide curriculum standards, quality assurance, and institutional accountability. Understanding policy context enable educators to design curricula that are compliant yet innovative. No? So regulatory bodies play critical roles in curriculum governance. They establish minimum standards, promote outcomes-based education, and monitor institutional performance. Curriculum developers must navigate these requirements while maintaining academic freedom and responsiveness to local needs. Institutional autonomy brings both opportunities and responsibilities. While our institution can innovate and contextualize our curricula, you or your institution must also ensure transparency, accountability, and continuous improvement. Again, effective curriculum governance balances compliance with creativity and responsiveness. Chapter 5, Needs Assessment and Curriculum Diagnosis. Need assessment is a foundational step in advanced curriculum development because it involves analyzing learner characteristics, societal demands, and industry expectation. A well-conducted need assessment ensures that curricula remains relevant, responsive, and future-oriented. Our stakeholder participation enriches curriculum planning. Teachers, students, administrators, industry partners, and community members provide diverse perspective that enhance our curriculum relevance and acceptance. Collaborative decision-making strengthen curriculum ownership, of course, and sustainability. Data-driven curriculum, decision-making relies on evidence such as assessment result, tracer studies, labor market data, and research findings. Using data reduces subjectivity and support informed curriculum reforms that address actual gaps and opportunities. Chapter 6, Curriculum Design and Mapping. Curriculum design begins with clear program outcomes and aligned learning outcomes. And these outcomes articulate that learners are expected to know, do, and value upon completion of a program. So alignment ensures consistency between goals, instruction, and assessment. No? So vertical and horizontal curriculum mapping promotes coherence across courses and year levels. Vertical mapping ensures progressive learning, while horizontal mapping avoids redundancy in gaps. And this process enhances curriculum clarity and learner progression. Constructive alignment integrates outcomes, learning activities, and assessment tasks. And this principle ensures that the students engage in learning experiences that directly support and intended outcomes, strengthening curriculum effectiveness and learner achievement. Chapter 7 is instructional strategies and learning experiences. Instructional strategies translate curriculum plans to meaningful learning experiences. Uh, Effective strategies engage learners actively, promote critical thinking, and encourage collaboration. Curriculum developers must ensure that instructional approaches align with learning outcomes and learner needs. Integrating 21st century skills and values prepares learners to complex professional and societal challenges. Skills such as communication, creativity, collaboration, and ethical reasoning are embedded within curriculum structure and learning activities. Inclusive, flexible, and learner-centered approaches recognize learner diversity and promote equitable access. Advanced curricula accommodate varied learning styles, backgrounds, and abilities while maintaining high academic standards. No? So chapter 8, assessment and evaluation in curriculum. Assessment plays multiple roles within curriculum development. Assessment of learning measures, achievement, assessment for learning guides, improvement, and assessment as learning promotes self-reflection. A balanced assessment system support learning and accountability. Authentic and performance-based assessment evaluate real-world application of knowledge and skills. So these approaches provide meaningful evidence of learning and support competency development beyond traditional examination. Curriculum evaluation models and tools assess curriculum effectiveness, relevance, and impact. Systematic evaluation informs continuous improvements and ensure alignment with institutional and societal goals. Chapter 9, Technology and Innovation in Curriculum Development. Digital transformation reshapes curriculum design and delivery. Technology enables the flexible learning modes, expanding access and innovative instructional strategies. Our curriculum developers must integrate technology truthfully to enhance learning rather than merely digitize content. We have now blended online and flexible learning curricula support diverse learner needs and context. And these modalities require careful planning to ensure engagement, assessment, integrity, and instructional quality. So emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and open educational resources expand curriculum possibilities. These tools support personalization, collaboration, and innovation while raising ethical and quality consideration. Chapter 10 focus on localization, contextualization, and globalization. Localization ensure that our curriculum relevance to local culture, local language, of course, and community needs. Contextualized curricula reflects learners' realities, making learning meaningful and applicable. Global competencies and international benchmark align curricula with global standards. And this element prepare learners for international mobility, collaboration, and competitiveness. Globalized curriculum practices integrate local relevance with global perspective. This balance strengthens learner identity while fostering openness and adaptability. Chapter 11, focus on curriculum implementation and change management. So, Curriculum implementation requires strategic planning and stakeholder engagement. Effective change management addresses resistance, build capacity, and ensures smooth transition. Our teacher readiness and professional development are critical for successful curriculum implementation. So ongoing training support, instructional alignment, and innovation. Monitoring curriculum implementation provides feedback for refinement. No? Continuous monitoring ensures fidelity, effectiveness, and sustainability. Chapter 12 focus on quality assurance and accreditation. Okay? So, quality assurance system ensure curriculum integrity and effectiveness. Internal mechanisms support continuous improvement while external reviews provide accountability. Accreditation standards guide curriculum compliance and benchmarking. Alignment with the standards enhances credibility and institutional reputation. Okay? Evidence-based review strengthen curriculum decisions. Data, documentation, and evaluation results inform improvements and strategic planning. Chapter 13 focus on research-based curriculum development. Educational research informs curriculum design and innovation. Research-based approaches ensure relevance, effectiveness, and responsiveness. Action research empowers educators to refine curricula based on practice. This approach promotes reflective improvement and localized innovation. So using research findings support evidence inform curriculum revision. Continuous research engagement strengthen curriculum quality and relevance. Chapter 14, Leadership and Ethics in Curriculum Development. Curriculum leadership involves vision, collaboration, and decision-making. Leadership guide curriculum or leaders guide curriculum reform and promote shared responsibility. Ethical issues arise in curriculum decisions related to access, inclusion, and presentation. Ethical leadership ensure fairness and integrity. Equity and social responsibility guide curriculum priorities. Our curriculum becomes a vehicle for social transformation and development. And last chapter, no? Chapter 15, Capstone Curriculum Project and Synthesis. The Capstone Curriculum Project synthesizes learning across the course, no? You as a student design advanced curriculum proposal grounded in theory, research, and practice. Peer critic and expert review strengthen curriculum quality. Feedback promotes reflection, refinement, and professional growth. Reflection and synthesis prepare the students for future curriculum leadership rules. This final phase consolidate knowledge, skills, and professional identity. Okay, so I think that's it for uh, the gist or the summary or the content of what we are going to discuss for the entire semester from chapter 1 to chapter 15. Okay? So, once again, welcome to Advanced Curriculum Development and I look forward to learning with you and from you throughout this semester. No, let us begin this course with purpose, professionalism, and commitment to educational excellence. Okay? So,